So I may have drawn today's bait on my Origins of Progressivism notes, so luckily for me, we have a copier machine. Hey. So I just finished cutting out this nugget. It's about as thick as I want. I'm going to have to carve down the face a bit. I've kind of marked the basic shape of our armadillo. Got the ears. I think I'll have to rework those, but those are just kind of the basic idea for now. We're just kind of following that basic rat shape where it's this from the side, a big round butt, and then we'll kind of shear this around and make this skinnier, and then the pointy face. So this is just a time lapse of me shaping the bait. I have to be careful to keep a good grip on it, otherwise it could go flying, which may or may not have happened before. So I basically just followed the lines and shaped the bait. So we got a pretty good looking rat going on right now. I think the next step is just to cut it in half, because I can't get and work these details without this big back end in the way. So we're gonna cut it in half on the bandsaw. I've already marked where I want to cut it in half, so. So I want the hinge portion of this bait inside the butt part of the bait. So I'm drilling out wood to remove material to make it easier to shape this part with the Dremel later. So I just drilled this out with the Dremel, and I'll have to come back and sand this so it looks nicer before we mold. But I've come and I put hook hangers on this side. I'm just gonna go and drill a hole in the bottom, and then stick this little pin right here, and we'll test how big of a range of movement we have with this thing. So that's about how far our movement will be. I think that's pretty good. And we'll add a tail on the back, so that'll give it more movement. Now we gotta do the lip. I already have a pre-made lip right here, so we're gonna cut a slot, stick it in about right there. Oh, let's hope this goes alright. Yeah, that wasn't straight at all. I'm gonna have to do this by hand. After cutting the lip slot, I placed some weights that snap onto your line in a hole in the bait. That way I could test it. And I just drenched it in super glue and baking soda to fill that in. And then I went outside to go test it. So it snowed and my testing pool was frozen, so. Oh, it's not that thick at all. I don't know why I brought a hammer out here. It's kind of satisfying though. Let's test the bait. If you're wondering what the sound in the background is, it's this. Anyways. So first test, the bait swam slightly to the side, but I ended up fixing that later, and this is where my camera tries to commit die. Whoa! Ooh, the camera about fell in. After the testing was done, I carved some ears. So this is a rat style lure, but I want it to look like an armadillo. So I kind of have some armadillo-esque features in there. It's got like the armor on the top and the armor on the body. So I wanted to make a rat lure for a while, but I wanted to distinguish myself from the other people that make rats, because there's tons of rats out there. And I figured, and nobody's made an armadillo lure, so I'll make an armadillo lure. And since my company is Killer Instinct Bait Co., I thought it'd be funny if we called it the Roadkill, or Project Roadkill. So that's what we're going to be calling it. Then after I finished carving it, I used the Dremel to carve out some eyes for some eyes later. So here is the finished master that I will be molding in the next video. I'm really liking the way he looks. I think it's got a lot of character in the face and stuff. I ended up not carving any armadillo lines because I figured I can paint those on later as an extra detail. And also, if I ever want to make a rat, I can make a rat. So this is both a rat and an armadillo, which just gives it that extra versatility, so I can go either way. Thank you for watching. In next video, we'll be molding the bait, and we'll also be working on the tail for this lure. So thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Haha.